Which begs the question, who has a voice of authority in your life? Which voices determine what you think about yourself, about the world, about your place in it? One way to know might be if there's somebody you go, well, if they say it, I just know it's true. That may be correct, but just recognize you're giving them a voice of authority in your life. Whose voice maybe gets replayed in your mind? Whose voice narrates the soundtrack of your days? Maybe it's that coach or teacher from decades ago who said that one thing. Or the friend who embarrassed you. The dad who told you you'd never amount to anything. The mom who told you to go away. Does the news anchor or influencer stirring anxiety and selling solutions, or the politician stirring anger, did they get the final word on how you feel about the world and your place in it? Or maybe the loudest voice of authority in your life, in your mind, is you. Many of us, maybe most of us, don't talk to ourselves about ourselves in the same way that Jesus does. Do you really believe that you know yourself better than the one who made you and has loved you forever and knows everything about everything? My soundtrack sure sounds like I do some days. What would it look like to give Jesus the authority in your life? The authority to call you on your sin, to tell you just how loved you are, to command you to build a community that you never thought possible. The authority to tell you to build your life on his teachings, and the authority to declare that you will make it through the storm in his way. See, every voice you give authority to will shape your perspective. Every voice you give airtime to in your own mind will determine your view of yourself and others. And the more authority you give a voice, the more allegiance you're giving to that voice. Self-loathing or self-affirming, consoling or condemning, every voice of authority asks you to get in line with that authority. The influencer, the news anchor, the politician, the preacher, the critic, the wolf in sheep's clothing, all of them have a solution for you and your problems. If only you will give your allegiance to their solution. So, is your allegiance to an everlasting anchor? Is your allegiance to an anchor that will hold through the storm? Because we're offered a lot of solutions that are simply shifting sands. Folks, the Democratic Party is shifting sand. The Republican Party is shifting sand. Every political victory, every nation is shifting sand. They will not last. Your identity as a mom, as a dad, as an A+ student, as an employee of the month is shifting sand. It will not last. I'm not saying any of these things are wrong or bad. I'm simply saying they make terrible bedrock for anchoring your life to. Following Jesus may cause you to vote a certain way. I certainly believe that following the ways of Jesus will lead you to be a better mom, dad, student, employee. But that comes from allegiance to Jesus above all else. Above the crowds, above the praises, the flashes of greatness, above the financial security, the power, the pride, above the cynical way, the easy way, or the popular way. We are only as anchored in the storm as we are anchored to the way of Jesus. We are only as anchored in the storms of life that come as we are anchored to the way of Jesus. Not just the rules of Jesus, not just the miracles of Jesus, but the way, the character, and the purposes of Jesus. I imagine Jesus coming to us, coming to you, and say, hey, life is that way. I'm going that way. And with perhaps a smile and a twinkle in his eye, saying, you want to come with? I'm going that way. That's the invitation that we receive from Jesus, to go his way and into the way of life now and forever.